Hi, welcome back to the Saving Benjamin channel. Today I wanted to continue going over an explanation of the cash forecast spreadsheet and some of its features. The first thing I wanted to show you is a little bit more about this extra button. Let's say that you just got your electric bill and it came out a little bit higher than what your projected amount was, and now that throws your checking surplus number into negative, so you're going to go below your $1,000 buffer at some point. But since you have money that was being transferred into savings here, you can just click the extra button, clear those out, click it again to repopulate, and now it's repopulated with a lower value that allows you to stay at your checking buffer minimum. The next thing I wanted to discuss was my highlighting colors. What I've done here is highlight paychecks in a dark green, other deposits like interest in a lighter shade of green. I have my transfer to savings in yellow, and things that maybe I want to stand out, like a federal income tax payment, in red. I've coded annual type transactions, vacation deposits, property taxes, those kind of things in blue. That's the general scheme I've followed here, and it's really just to break things up, make certain things stand out a little bit, and just allow me, as I glance down through the spreadsheet or as I'm populating data for New Year's, to be able to quickly pick up on things like the annual ones, and paychecks and transfers to savings are easily distinguishable by their color. Next, I wanted to briefly go through descriptions of the columns. Some of these we've already covered, but just briefly again. The year, month, day, the reason I have those in separate columns is so that if I just need to change the day of the month real quickly, rather than having that in one date field, it's a lot quicker for me to just go in and change a day than it is to have to go in and type in part of a field. It also comes in handy when copying data down for a new year, that I can just go in and replace all the year values with another year. So that's more of a convenience thing, having them in separate columns. Frequency column, that's just for my benefit, so that I can see, like, have a paycheck here that's bi-weekly, and then one that's semi-monthly, where maybe the two spouses get paid on different cycles. Description column's pretty self-explanatory. In most cases, I try to put that similar to what it's going to appear in the checking and savings statements, although it may not be exact. The main thing is that I know what that particular transaction is. Deposit, that is a deposit into checking. Withdrawal is a withdrawal from checking. The checking balance is simply that. That would be the balance as it would be reflected in my checking account as of a given point in time. The savings plus or minus column, a positive value is a transfer from checking into savings. Negative would be a transfer from savings back out to checking. Savings balance is exactly that, the balance as I would see on my savings account. Checking surplus we talked about in the previous video. That is just at any point in time, what is the amount that I have, the minimum amount in checking minus the buffer, gives me an idea of any surplus amounts that I have in checking. The extra column is used for these transfer to savings to pick up their value from, but it can be used for any type of transaction, as we again covered in a previous video, that you can put in the transaction description here, and you could change this and populate different rows with different types of transactions as you wish. You can get pretty creative with that. The checking buffer value here is my minimum, and then this is the descriptions that I'm going to operate on with that extra button. Now I want to tell you about this little cell here. So this is my pointer. This is pointing to what the balances are in my checking and savings accounts and what the last transaction that has posted in there is. So as I sign in online and look at my checking and savings accounts on a day-to-day basis, I will move this pointer down. So I will remove some of these values here. I will cut and paste that pointer down to the point in time that I am now. So these would reflect, if I look at my balances, this is what my balances should be showing in the account at that point in time. So that's it for this segment. Be sure to tune into the next segment where I will continue the explanation of the cash forecast spreadsheet. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.